Hey guys, Mr. Baines here to talk about heat. Let's get started. First, add this to your table of contents. Make sure the date and page number are correct in your book. Go ahead and pause it. All right. Here are our learning objectives. We need to learn to be able to define heat and draw pictures of the three ways that heat can transfer. So the three ways that heat can transfer are conduction, convection, and radiation. All right. What is heat? Write your answer to this in your notebook. Go ahead and pause it. All right, the correct answer is C, the average speed of the molecules in an object. So if an object has faster molecules, then it has more heat. If it has slower molecules, then it has less heat. All right. So heat is just how fast a molecule is moving or shaking. The faster it's moving, the more energy it has. This energy is called heat. When you're warm, that's because your molecules are moving very fast. If you're cold, not shaking very fast. Okay, fat sim right here. Okay, would you please make a tip chart for the word heat? Go ahead and pause it. All right. Make sure to add heat to your index with the correct page number. Go ahead and pause it. All right. Can heat energy move from one place to another? Write your answer to this in a notebook. Go ahead and pause it. The answer is A. Yes, it can. There are three ways that it can move. Radiation. This is when light from a fire or a star or a light bulb or something gives objects energy as heat. Conduction. This is when molecules run into another molecule, giving it energy. This usually happens in solids, but it does happen in liquids and gases as well. This is the only way that it moves in solids, though. Convection. Hot molecules rise and cold molecules sink. This can cause a cycle. And this usually happens in liquids and gases. This never happens in solids. All right, so radiation is when light, maybe from the sun, comes in and hits a molecule. When it hits the molecule, that light gets absorbed and turned into heat. So now this molecule is a little bit hotter and it'll be vibrating back and forth. The sun has a lot of light though, so this happens more than just once. Okay, each beam of light gets absorbed, gives it energy. Some of the light can pass through other molecules and reach these far molecules over here. Okay, and some of them will hit the same molecule, giving it even more energy. So some places will be hotter than others. If you leave an object in the sun long enough, eventually it'll get it'll all be about the same temperature. Okay, so radiation is when an object absorbs light that hits it, giving the object energy by making it move faster. So when you have a red object, there's three main types of light that we can see: green, blue, and red. When these three come in, green and blue get absorbed, red bounces off and then hits your eye. That's why you can see it as red. Okay, and these are all the different colors. This is how you see all the other colors. If it's a black object, all of the light gets absorbed and none of it bounces off. If it's a white object, all of the light bounces off and none of it gets absorbed. This is why you wear a dark t-shirt in the summer and it's a lot warmer than a white t-shirt in the summer. Okay, please make a tip chart for the word radiation. Go ahead and pause it. Make sure to add radiation to your index. Go ahead and pause it. All right. If your shirt looks red, what color or colors are absorbed by your shirt, making it hotter? Red only, green only, blue only, both blue and green. Write your answer in your notebook. Go ahead and pause it. Okay, the correct answer is D, both green and blue. Okay, now we're going to go to this PhET sim. All right, next type of heat transfer is conduction. This is in solids. When one molecule runs into another molecule, giving it energy. So this guy's holding a stick with a candle. Right above the stick, it's really hot, and then these molecules bump into each other and slowly heat up the rest of the stick that he's holding. All right, so this is what it looks like. You'll have light from the fire, which will heat these by radiation. The molecules closest to the fire get hotter faster. Okay, so now these get hot and start to shake back and forth. These will bump into these other ones. Now these will start to shake back and forth. Now these will start to shake back and forth. Okay, and it just keeps moving down further and further until eventually the whole bar is hot. Okay, with this being the hottest part. All right, can you make a tip chart for the word conduction? Go ahead and pause it. All right, add the word conduction to your index with the correct page number. Go ahead and pause it. Okay, when molecules bump into each other, they go faster. Let's visit this PhET sim right here. How is heat transferred by conduction? Is it A, as molecules get hotter, they move around faster and bump into colder molecules, which heats them up? B, as molecules get hotter, they rise and cool. When they get cold enough, they sink back down and get warm again, making a cycle. C, when molecules get hot enough, they give off light and heat things around them using light. Or D, fire moves along the object, making it hotter. Write your answer in your notebook. Go ahead and pause it. The correct answer is A. Molecules bump into other molecules. It's not that the fire is actually moving along the object. The fire is heating up the molecules, which bump into other molecules. And the final type of heat transfer is called convection. Okay? Convection happens when there are molecules that are hot and cold. Okay, so these are hot molecules and these are cold molecules. Cold molecules stay closer together, and warm molecules like to spread apart. This means that if you take a box, there are more molecules inside that box than in the same box of the hot molecules. So this is actually heavier than this. So this weighs more than this for its size. Okay, even though this is bigger, there are less the same amount of molecules in there. So if you put the same hot and cold air in a box containing just warm air, normal air, the hot will rise and the cold will sink. This causes convection. So when you have a pot of water on the stove, the fire is right here. So the bottom will get hot and then it'll start to rise because it's less dense or not as heavy, so it'll float. Okay, and then this will cool down because it's further from the heat, so then it'll start to sink. And you get these little things like this. So when you watch your pot boil, you get these little bubbles right here. Okay. Complete a tip chart for the word convection. Go ahead and pause it. Add the word convection to your index with the correct page number. Go ahead and pause it. Okay. That is pretty much it for this video. There are 3 ways that heat transfers, and we learned a lot about heat. Please tell me about heat. What did you learn? You need to write 3 things down and draw 3 things. So a total of 6 things. Write 3, draw 3. Go ahead and pause it, and that's the end of this video. I'll see you next time.